And we're with you live from Bartow Arena here in Birmingham, Alabama, set for an in-state battle here in Jefferson County. I'm Logan Maddox, and I'll be with you for tonight's broadcast as the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, the women's basketball squad, is in action, looking for their third win in a row as they take on UAB for the first time in nearly 20 years. Last meeting between these two sides was in Jacksonville back in December of 2003. We haven't officially made it 2 decades, but we've gotten darn close. Jack State coming in 2-3 on the year. Back-to-back wins before Thanksgiving, a win on that Friday night before over UAH, and then a win over Life. We're going to pause to listen in to the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats. Veterans are encouraged to salute for the singing of the national anthem, performed tonight by Miss Historic Springville 2024, Evie Dixon.
Great rendition of the national anthem. The national anthem kind of crept up on us a bit there, but nonetheless a great national anthem. Gamecocks and Blazers coming your way. As I was saying just before that national anthem, the Gamecocks 2-3 on the year, started with 3 straight losses, albeit all on the road against tough opponents, losing at Auburn, Utah Tech, and Mississippi State, but then bounced back in a big way the weekend before Thanksgiving, picking up a win on November 17th against UAH, 67-53, and then blew out Life University the last time we saw them a week ago tonight, 83-31, the second fewest points ever allowed by Jacksonville State's women's basketball team. And now they'll start a 4-match road stretch tonight, traveling to UAB tonight, Alabama State on Thursday, and Sanford on Sunday, staying inside the state lines this week before making the trip to the College of Charleston on December 11th. The next home game for JSU will be December 16th. But as we preview this matchup, you've got to talk about what happened last time out for Jack State. Again, it was dominant defense from the Gamecocks, allowed just 31 points to the Running Eagles of Life University. And granted, that is an NAIA squad. It's a team that had experienced winning this year, and nonetheless, Jack State was able to make the plays they needed to get a dominant victory. Asia Barkley, the Anniston native, secured the first double-double of the season. She had an 11-point, 10-rebound outing, and a couple of other Gamecocks scored in double figures as well. Shaquise May, the junior from Atlanta, with 12 points, and junior Brianna Rhodes out of Montgomery had 10 points in the win. A couple of newcomers have led Jack State in scoring this year. JUCO star Crystal Asen had 8 points last time out. She's tops on the team with 10 points per game, and Alabama State transfer Samaya Steele has 9.2 points per game. As we come into the 6th matchup of the year, the 2 rebounding leaders, Maya Barnes and Kiera Griffin. Barnes out of Maya Barnes out of Montgomery, out of Carver High School down in Montgomery, tops on the team, 5.3 boards per contest, and Kiera Griffin out of Ramsey High School right here in Birmingham, second on the squad with 4.4 rebounds per contest. And another stat we're looking to track in this one is head coach Rick Petrie's mark against UAB all time. He's 3-1 coming into this one, his 5th matchup against the Blazers in his head coaching career. All those previous matchups occurred when he was the leader of the Jaguars down in Mobile at South Alabama. He beat them in 03-04, 04-05, and 08-09, but lost here in Birmingham back in 05-06. It was a 70-61 final in that one. This is the 8th meeting between the two teams since Jacksonville State transitioned to Division I back in 1995-96. Jack State 0-4 in Birmingham during that stretch. Those two wins occurred in 1997-98 and the 03-04 season, both of those wins at Pete Matthews Coliseum. We'll see if they can keep the winning streak going today, and we'll see if they can end a long losing streak here in Jefferson County against the Blazers in this big-time showdown, the only matchup in Conference USA today. They've already announced the starters, or rather they put them on the board, so we'll go ahead and note them. For Jacksonville State, it looks like it'll be Samaya Steele. Steele, the Alabama State transfer out of Hazel Green High School, getting the start again after having nearly 10 points per game through the first 5 contests of the new year. Birmingham native Kiara Griffin will get the nod as well. Brianna Rhodes will follow. Bree Rhodes nearly had a double-double in that win in the game against Alabama Huntsville back on the 17th. Crystal Asen, 10 points per game. She's had some eye-popping numbers this season. And then Brooklyn McDaniel, the local product for Jack State out of nearby Heflin. The same starting 5 that we've seen during this winning streak. We'll see if it leads to further success for Jacksonville State. We'll have the starters for the Blazers and more here in just a moment. Stay with us on the Gamecock Sports Network. A few minutes away from tip-off, Jacksonville State and UAB, an in-state battle. Don't go anywhere. we're back with you here from Birmingham, live from Bartow Arena in downtown Birmingham, the Magic City. Jacksonville State women's basketball getting set to take on the UAB Blazers. Just had the starting lineups announced for either side. Just before we broke away, we gave you the starting five for the Gamecocks. In case you missed it, those getting the nod to start this one for Jack State include Samaya Steele, Kiera Griffin, Brianna Rhodes, Crystal Asen, and Brooklyn McDaniel. For UAB, it's Denham Shields getting the start alongside Mia Moore, the Mississippi State transfer. Maddie Walsh getting the start. Same thing for fellow forward Tracy Bershers. And then the final starter for UAB, Kaylee Schneringer. Schneringer, the 5'11 senior guard from Normal, Illinois. UAB comes in 4-1 on the season. They've had a successful start to the year. Their only loss took place in Alaska against Eastern Kentucky as part of the Great Alaskan Shootout up at Alaska Fairbanks earlier this season. Alaska Anchorage earlier this season. Gamecocks coached by head coach Rick Petrie, 11th year leading Jack State, and ditto for UAB head coach Randy Norton, 180 wins in Birmingham in his 10-plus seasons. Jumping at the line for UAB will be Walsh. Maddie Walsh, the 6'2 guard from Heartland, Wisconsin. And she'll go up against Jacksonville State's Brianna Rhodes, the 6-foot forward from Montgomery. Opening tip is won by the Blazers. They'll go quickly to Denham Shields, a wide open basket. I mean, they tipped it to her, and all she had to do was lay it in off the glass. An early 2-0 lead, less than 10 seconds in. Jack State brings it up the floor via Samaya Steele. The Gamecocks wearing their road black unis with Jack State on the front, the stacked logo. White letters, red trim, red numbers, white trim. Kiera Griffin inside, passes back top of the key to Crystal Asen, working against Mia Moore. She'll jump pass, and it's intercepted. Threw it right to Tracy Bershers, the Arkansas native. Gives it to Moore, left side, a pass to Denham DeShields. She's the daughter of former Major League Baseball player Delino DeShields. Down low to Bershers, and it's ripped out of there by Brooklyn McDaniel. Recovered at the baseline just momentarily by Crystal Asen, but it'll be out of bounds. And they'll say out of bounds off the Blazers. So Jacksonville State, it'll be a 3-second violation. So Jack State will keep possession thanks to that. About 50 seconds into this one, Jacksonville State trailing 2-0 after an early basket by DeShields. Brianna Rhodes walks it to the left wing. She'll hand it off to Brooklyn McDaniel. Brooklyn, the Cleburne County product, has it in the lane on the right side. She'll try, shot, and it goes in. Working against the tall Kylie Schneringer, able to put it up in the hoop, and it's 2-2. Mia Moore passes to Schneringer. Now back to Moore, who drives against Crystal Asen. Her pass top of the key goes perfectly to Denham DeShields, who will pull up and has too much off the three ball. It's tipped, and it's going to be caught near midcourt by UAB. Just a poor job of rebounding that time by Jack State. And Petrie's already calling for a sub. Pass back down low, and a wide open two for Tracy Bershers. The redshirt sophomore center. 8:10 to go here in the first quarter. Jack State gives it off to Brianna Rhodes down the left side, and she double dribbled. That'll have our first stoppage of the day as two subs will come in for Jack State. Elsie Harris comes in, and Asia Barkley was going to check in. Now she will. Brianna Rhodes jogs off. So does Samaya Steele. 2-point lead for UAB, trying for their 5th win on the season. Jacksonville State, on the other hand, trying for their first win away from home as the layup is missed. Rebounded by Jack State down the right side. It's Elsie Harris. Back into the corner, now driving down low, and Crystal Asen has her first points of the day. The junior college transfer continues to produce for Jack State. We're tied at 4, just over 2 minutes into this one. A pass to the left corner, Maddie Walsh drives. The tall guard gives it off to Mia Moore. Now back to Walsh, top of the key, a three is off to the right, and it falls to Kiera Griffin. Kiera, the Birmingham native, a 4-year starter for Jacksonville State, has a mid-range jumper, and she buries it. And Jack State has their first lead of the day, 6-4. Gamecocks have not missed from the field yet, 3 of 3 shooting the ball. Schneringer to the right wing, Mia Moore, too much on it. And pulled down this time by Elsie Harris. Harris, redshirt junior from Mobile, transfer from Mississippi Gulf Coast, spin around jumper's good. How about this start from the Gamecock offense? 4 of 4 from the field, and they lead it 8-4. First 3 minutes have been perfect for this Jack State offense. They give outside to Denham to Shields. Back down low, wide open. Miscommunication, but Jack State will tip it out of bounds. Somehow they had a wide open Tracy Bershers. Thankfully, the defense recovered well, getting to her and knocking it out of bounds, and Bershers will come out. Checking in her place, number 23, Jade Weathersby, the freshman. A 6'2" out of Colorado, and she was trying to get a pass, but it was tipped and stolen. Brooklyn McDaniel comes away with it, and she's fouled, putting up the shot, count it, and a chance for a three-point play. What a start for the Gamecocks. An 8-0 run and a chance to make it 9-0 with Brooklyn McDaniel at the free throw line. McDaniel, the 5'11 sophomore, 8 of 11 from the line this season. That's 73%. As the Pep man makes some noise, didn't work. 11-4. A 9-0 run for the Gamecocks. And now UAB looking for a response here. Denham to Shields, right side pass to Mia Moore. Now left corner to Schneringer. Back to the Shields straight away. The point guard hands it off to Moore. 12 on the shot clock. She lost her dribble, a scramble for it. Gets back to it. Crystal Asen with good defense. Now 6 on the clock. To Shields. Left corner, 3 from Schneringer. Way off the mark, didn't find the basket. And that's a shot clock violation to give it back to the Gamecocks. Offense producing, the defense showing out right now for the red and white. They lead it 11-4 with 5:48 and ticking here in the first quarter. Elsie Harris running point now for the Gamecocks. She'll bring it up past the timeline. Asia Barkley in the game will walk it to the right wing, hand it off to Crystal Asen, set a screen. Asen to the elbow, back left corner. Elsie's got some room, but the three's off the iron. Asia Barkley fought hard for the rebound. They'll say it's out of bounds off UAB. Jade Weathersby last touched it. Jacksonville State still has it with 5:28 to go in the quarter. A 9-0 run for the Gamecocks. Harris passes in the corner. Crystal Asen, 3 off the back of the iron. And a foul going for the board on Jacksonville State. That'll be issued against Elsie Harris, the first foul of this game. Blazers get it back, down by 7. It's 11-4. To Shields, back to Moore. Trying to get her some room. She's been very quiet so far. And right on cue, she'll make an awkward shot. Working around the right side, driving the baseline, puts one over a couple of Gamecocks to make it 11-6. Elsie Harris jogs it all the way down the court for Jack State. Straight away, this is Asia Barkley. Posting up, a handoff. Brooklyn McDaniel, a tray, falls a bit short. Scooped up by Schneringer of UAB. Illinois native goes left side to Shields. Gets a screen, looking to pass it away, finds Moore. Moore has been incredible this season, averaging nearly 20 points per game, but just 2 so far for her. 12 on the shot clock. Schneringer gives off to Moore, who will drive toward the elbow. Jumper in the lane, falls in. Good looking shot that time by Mia Moore. 11-8, 4 in a row for UAB, and a foul called on the opposite end that'll take us to the media timeout. 4:18 to play here in the first. Jacksonville State, a 9-0 run. They lead it 11-8. Jacksonville State leads UAB 11-8. 4 minutes and 18 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Gamecocks went on a 9-0 run, but haven't scored in the last 2 minutes, trying to turn that around as they come out of the media timeout with the ball following that UAB foul that was called on Jade Weathersby. Brooklyn McDaniel has it top of the key, gives to Asia Barkley. Coming left side to Crystal Asen. As you'd expect, a lot of movement with this Jack State offense early against this man-to-man look for UAB. Crystal Asen jumps in the lane and had it stolen. Ripped away, good defense by Denham to Shields. Blazers taking on the other end. They get it to Maddie Walsh. The lanky guard goes left side. Driving down low, spinning, passing back outside. This is a three, and it's off the mark. That was Tracy Bershers who tried the long ball. Back to the Gamecocks. Crystal Asen, a big screen. Jumper falls well short, and it's scooped up by the Blazers. Number 1, Mia Moore. She'll take it all the way on the other end. Floater. In and out. Jack State gets it right back. A 2-on-2, Elsie Harris took it herself, gives it off last moment to Brooklyn McDaniel, and a blocking foul in the lane is called. BMAC will head back to the free throw line after draining her last one earlier. First foul on Denham to Shields. And it sends Brooklyn McDaniel to the line for the second time today. She's the only person to make it to the line in this game. Game best 5 points for the sophomore forward. Good start for her, and trying to continue that at the line, looking to score Jack State's first points in 3 minutes of game action. And the first freebie is off to the left. It rode the entire rim and fell off the cusp. Second free throw from Brooklyn. This one too short. 0 for 2 that trip, and UAB's got a chance to tie it with a 3. Mia Moore to the Shields, straight away. Right side of pass is number 4, Desiree Ware, the Minnesota kid. Back outside to Shields, open from long range. It's off the back of the iron, and it's picked up down low by Jack State. That's Elsie Harris who scooped up the lost ball. Elsie inside, gives it to a wide open Brooklyn McDaniel. No defense there that time for UAB. All the defense set up on the right side of the paint. Gave it to the wide open Brooklyn McDaniel. Miscommunication for sure by the Blazers. 13-8 now your score. Jack State on top. They feed the big inside post player, Tracy Bershers, but she can't hit the layup. Brooklyn McDaniel paired with her that time. Elsie Harris has it just in front of the broadcast table here at Bartow Arena. Shot clock at 15. JUCO transfer will try her own 3, and it's just off the rim. Offensive board for McDaniel. Put back is good. Leapt up in the air and called bank that time to make it 15-8. Gamecock defense is not allowed to score in 3 minutes of game action, trying to keep that up as Desiree Ware passes to Bershers. Hand off to Mia Moore, the former Mississippi State Bulldog. The Shield straight away, down low to Bershers. Good leading pass, but again, she missed the layup. Asia Barkley might have got a piece of it. McDaniel on the right wing to Harris. A pass back down low to Maddie McCoy, and she has it ripped out of bounds by UAB. Minute 35 to go here in the first. Jack State on top, 15-8. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on this Monday night in Birmingham. Harris gives into a cutting Brianna Rhodes, who makes the easy layup. Jack State with their biggest lead so far at 17-8. Gamecocks looking for their first win against Division I competition. A good start here on the road as Denham to Shields tries a layup. Bit of contact from Elsie Harris, nothing called. She gets the board, races down the floor, gives to Madison McCoy, a spin, a layup, and that one's lost out of bounds as it fell off the rim. And that should be UAB ball. No, they're going to say it's Jack State ball. Last touch by the Blazers. Mentioned the Gamecocks wearing the black unis, UAB wearing their home white unis with Blazers written on the front. In that forest green font, or in that forest green color rather. Numbers gold, trimmed in forest green. Harris, top of the key, it's stolen. Threw it to Desiree Ware, who got the steal, and she'll make the layup, and she'll get fouled. All about number 4 on that play. Desiree Ware jumped the route that Jazz Spencer was running, took it on the other end, and made a shot through contact. It's 17-10 with a minute to go and a chance to make it a 6-point difference as she heads to the line. The first free throw of the day for UAB. And she sinks it. Ware, the sophomore from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. And it's 17-11. Madison McCoy holding on to it for Jack State. Gives to the point guard, Elsie Harris, who changes up the play call with 17 on the shot clock. Elsie ducks inside, gives straight away. This is Brooklyn McDaniel driving. Layup won't go, and she lost the rebound. Goes out of bounds. And UAB will get it back with about a 9-second difference between the shot and game clocks. 39 and ticking as they give it in to Mia Moore. Chest high dribble. She'll go right side to Ware, now back to Moore. Left side, an open teammate. Just a moment, though, as Elsie Harris got there defensively, and then the teammates called for a travel. That was Genevieve Wedemeyer, the freshman guard from Germany. Took the extra step. Now Jack State trying to bring it up the floor. UAB pressing. Elsie Harris gets up past half court. Tries to throw it off a Blazer, and they intercepted it, and then a kickball just in front of us will keep it with UAB with 12 seconds to go. Maddie Walsh will be the passer for UAB. 12.7 to go. It's picked up by Mia Moore just in front of that Blazer logo. Trying to end the first quarter on a high note if you're UAB. Moore drives inside, layup no good, but she's fouled. And with 4.8 ticks left, they'll have another trip to the free throw line. Mia Moore with 4 points in the game. You thought with her being the leading scorer for either side, she'd have a bigger first period. But Brooklyn McDaniel still in the show so far. 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting. And the first one from Mia Moore is up, and it's in there. Hit off the right side of the rim, bounced up and falls in to make it 17-12. The second one to try to cut it to a 4-point game is off to the left. Rebounded by Brianna Rhodes. 3 seconds to go. Ahead to Elsie Harris and out of bounds. My goodness. That was unfortunate. 1.8 to go. UAB will have a last second play. Wedemeyer will throw it in. Inside to Walsh. It's picked off by Maddie McCoy, and that ends the quarter. Jacksonville State shows some good stuff on offense. They shoot 53% from the field, and they lead it through one, 17-12. Stay with us here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Second quarter coming your way in just a moment. Jacksonville State basketball as we come back to play here at Bartow Arena. Gamecocks up 17-12 going into the second period. Madison McCoy gives to Brooklyn McDaniel on the right wing. Now straight away to Samaya Steele. They lob one down low to Brianna Rhodes. Back outside Steele, 3-ball, and it falls short. A fight for the rebound, but Tracy Bershers of UAB picks it up. Gives it off to Denham DeShields, who will duck around Samaya Steele and has it knocked out of bounds. Stays with the Blazers. Looked like from here that Samaya certainly got her arm, but no foul call, and the Gamecocks won't argue it. 9:23 to play in the first half. Gamecocks up by 5. Stoppage of play here. Denham still pleading her case. DeShields, sophomore guard out of Atlanta. It's one of the biggest impact players a season ago for the Blazers and a very good start to her second campaign in Birmingham. Moore, left wing to DeShields. Daughter of former MLB great Delino DeShields. Down low to Bershers, layup. Might have partially been blocked, and now a foul call. That might have been a makeup call. Brianna Rhodes will get tagged with that one, and that'll send Tracy Bershers to the charity stripe. First team foul here in the second period against Jack State. And it sends Bershers, the second leading scorer for UAB, to the line. She sinks the first one. She's 12 of 13 from the line this season. And she's got both of them this time. It's a one-possession game after the Gamecocks led by as many as 9. And there's a steal near midcourt. It'll end up being a jump ball that goes to UAB. Brooklyn McDaniel had it stripped. Got back to it, but not before UAB got both hands on it. Back to the Blazers, who could tie it with a trade. DeShields to Mia Moore on the right wing. Sidesteps the defender at the elbow. Back to Bershers, the athletic forward. Now to DeShields, the point guard. 15 on the shot clock with Samaya Steele guarding. DeShields to the left. Back right wing, this is Maddie Walsh. Maddie McCoy guarding her. All over in defense. 5 seconds on the clock. Mia Moore tries a prayer. It's off the back of the rim. Falls to Brianna Rhodes. Back to Jack State. Samaya Steele pressing down on the accelerator. Races into the lane and kicks it in the corner to Shaquise May. She'll drive, and the layup falls a bit short. She falls to the floor, and nothing called. Blazers get the rebound. Mia Moore in transition, a floater and a beauty. With that, it's a one-point game, 17-16. The Blazers still pressing, putting some pressure on this Jack State offense. Brooklyn McDaniel breaks that press, takes it to the baseline, gives to Maddie McCoy. Senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, drives, put up a shot, but she traveled first. With eight minutes to go until halftime, it's 17-16. JSU leading, but UAB with a chance to take their first lead since early. Kiera Griffin comes in to relieve McCoy. DeShields crosses the timeline. Schneringer straight away, now back to DeShields. 13 on the shot clock. They pass it in the corner to Mia Moore, the do-it-all guard. Back to DeShields, jumper from the elbow, and UAB has taken the lead. A 6-0 run to start the second, and the Blazers are back on top. It's 18-17. Samaya Steele gets it across the floor to Brooklyn McDaniel. In the corner, wide open. Queese May can't hit the three. It goes off the top of the backboard, and it's rebounded by the Blazers. Mia Moore, coast to coast. She'll stop there. Pass it opposite corner to Schneringer. Schneringer, spin around jumper. She got it. Blazers cannot miss right now. It's an 8-0 run for them. And they lead it by 3. Brooklyn McDaniel down the floor to Shaquise May. The junior will show some initiative. She'll drive. Now pass back outside. Gamecocks trailing for the first time since the 8-minute mark in the first quarter. Samaya Steele outside to Brooklyn. A three from McDaniel, no good. And grabbed that time down low by Bershers. Denham DeShields, short jumper, got it, and a foul. And Jack State's going to take a timeout. It's 22-17, a 10-0 run by UAB here in the first half. We'll come back in just a moment with a chance for an and one for the Blazers. UAB leads by 5, 22-17, a 10-0 run to start the second period. Trying to make it 11-0. And Denham DeShields will do just that as she hits the and one. She was fouled by Samaya Steele just before that timeout by the Gamecocks. 6:23 and ticking here in the first half. Jack State now down 6 points as Kiera Griffin has it on the right side. In the backcourt, she'll give it off to Elsie Harris. Drives up down the right side. Gives off to Crystal Asen. The junior transfer lays it off the backboard, no good. Rebound and then a foul. Brianna Rhodes got the board and she was pushed by UAB Blazer. That'll go against number 12, the sophomore forward Molly Moffitt, who just recently checked in for the Blazers. Elsie Harris will be the passer just to the left of the backboard. Redshirt junior from Mobile gets it. A pass back to her. Corner three. Can't get it to go. Offensive board for Crystal Asen. Now back outside to Harris. Elsie gets around a screen to the right side. Takes it down low. Missed the layup. And it's rebounded by the Blazers, Maddie Walsh. Over to Denham DeShields. And she dribbled it off the side of her foot. Moffitt's there to clean it up. Gives it to her teammate. Walsh down low to Moffitt, and it's intercepted. A lot of contact. Brianna Rhodes comes away with the ball. Elsie Harris gets it in transition. Opposite corner to Kiera Griffin. She'll take it to the right side. Kiera, mid-range jumper. And just off the mark, off the rim. Again, a rebound for UAB. Out rebounding Jack State for much of that first period, despite trailing. Jack State now taking the advantage in rebounding 16-12. Kiera Griffin gives in the corner to Crystal Asen, and they'll call a push-off. That'll be the first one against Crystal. Third team foul of the period for Jacksonville State. As Brooklyn McDaniel comes out, Asia Barkley checks in for the Gamecocks. Looks like Rachel Johnson will come in as well, the graduate graduate guard. Maddie Walsh passes it in to Denham DeShields for UAB. DeShields, redshirt sophomore from Alpharetta, Georgia. Hand off to Mia Moore. Has it in the paint, layup short, and gets her own rebound outside to a wide open Ware, and she traveled. Desiree Ware was wide open, not a soul near her. The Gamecocks will get it after the travel. 4:46 to go here in the second period as the Gamecocks give it in to Elsie Harris. Elsie looking for more production on offense here as the Gamecocks have not scored in the second. Crystal Asen with a line drive three that's airballed almost out of bounds, but UAB gets it. Down the left side, Mia Moore to Moffitt, now to Ware. Ware heaves a three, no good, rebounded by Walsh. Threw it away, and Rachel Johnson comes away with it. Ahead to Asen, layup's good. Crystal Asen beat her defender down the right side. The Gamecocks get their first points of the second to make it 23-19. Moore back with it. Blazers trying to stretch back out that lead a bit here as Molly Moffitt goes down low. Gives outside to Denham DeShields. DeShields, center of the lane, layup off to the right. Couldn't get the finger roll. Elsie Harris to Rachel Johnson, another three, no. Rebounded by UAB's Maddie Walsh and out of bounds off Kiara Griffin. These two teams have gone a combined 0 for 17 from beyond the arc. A lot of points in the paint, but not much beyond that. 23-19, UAB leads it, 3.5 to go until the midway point. Moore gives right wing to DeShields. Top of key Walsh, now back to DeShields. Screen set, she tried to find Molly Moffitt, threw it too far. Asia Barkley gets it. The junior from Anniston gives to Elsie Harris. Takes it in the lane, had it ripped out of there. Good defense by DeShields. 3-on-2 for UAB, and they throw it away. Kiara Griffin gets a steal. Now a 2-on-1 for the red and white. Over to Rachel Johnson, the layup's good. And timeout taken by UAB. 3:04 to play here in the first half. Jacksonville State trails now by just 2, 23-21. Be a 30-second break. We'll be back in just a moment on the Gamecock Sports Network. UAB back with the basketball out of the timeout. They trail 23-21 after a couple of baskets in a row by Jack State, who were outscored 11-0 to start the period. Walsh passes it in to Mia Moore. Moore with 7 points in this game. Still not a game high. Brooklyn McDaniel with 9, all in that first period. Molly Moffitt walks it to the right side, almost had it stripped, gives in the corner, open three, UAB, too much on it. The rebound goes to Kiara Griffin. Trying to pull away from the defense. Gives left corner to Rachel Johnson. Hands it off to Crystal Asen. Asen darts around right side, lays it in perfectly off the backboard. And we are tied up just like that. 6-0 run for the Gamecocks. 23 all here at Bartow Arena in Birmingham. Desiree Ware, left corner and out of bounds. It was a high pass that time to Wiedemeyer, the freshman guard from Germany, and she came down out of bounds just in front of the JSU bench. All I could see was Preston Odom, the graduate assistant of the program, standing up and signaling that she was out of bounds. Helping out the officials all he can. Twos across the board, 2:22 to go in the second. Jack State tied at 23 with UAB. Crystal Asen Gets it to the right corner. Jumps inside the lane. Regains control. This is Kiera Griffin who will test the defense, and she has her first points of the day. Kiera Griffin with a layup, 25-23. Under 2 to go until halftime, and the Gamecocks are back on top. An 8-0 run. Wiedemeyer on the left wing. Passes to Mia Moore at the elbow. Back to the freshman from Hamburg. And the three, no good. Mia Moore can't get the rebound. It's out of bounds in Jacksonville State basketball. Gamecocks break the press this time. Elsie Harris threw it into a pack of defenders, but fortunately it ricocheted off them and out of bounds, so Jacksonville State will keep it. Harris, left corner, a pass to Kiera Griffin. Right corner and too tall for Crystal Asen. Sends that one into the bleachers. 25-23, just under 90 seconds to go in the first half. And UAB will get it back. This is number 0, Denham to Shields. Done a good game. Just had a good game. Kind of managing for UAB, 7 points. And there's a charge on Mia Moore. They gave it off to the star player, and she sent Crystal Asen flying. See if they show a replay of that. Doesn't look like they will. Now they do, and no doubt a charge. I mean, you're going to call that 10 times out of 10. It's Kiera Griffin, underhand tosses to Elsie Harris, walking it to the right side. 60 seconds to play in the first half. Kiera Griffin has it stripped from behind, but Rachel Johnson is there. Gives a picture-perfect pass to Elsie Harris. The three is in and out. Rebound by Asia Barkley, and the putback's good. Make it now a 10-0 scoring run for the Gamecocks, who now lead at 27-23. Wiedemeyer drives inside. She traveled again. The Gamecock defense forcing another turnover. That is the 13th of the half by UAB. Very unlike this talented and usually very disciplined Blazers bunch. Shot clock still on, about 5.5 seconds difference between the shot and game clock. 28 until halftime as Elsie Harris drives in. Kicks back outside to Crystal Asen. Left corner, a three from Griffin off the rim. Rebounded by Asia Barkley. Now the shot clock's off. Gives to Rachel Johnson, heaves a three, and she makes it. Rachel Johnson tries a prayer from deep. It's 30-23. Now UAB's got it, 3 on the clock. Denham to Shields, a long 2, in and out. And that brings an end to the first half of play. Rachel Johnson caps off that 13-0 scoring run for the Gamecocks, who lead at 30-23 at the break. My goodness. Talk about a game of runs, a 9-0 scoring run in the first period for JSU, then immediately an 11-0 run by UAB to start the second, followed by a 13-0 run to end the second period for the Gamecocks. And they lead it by 7 at the break here in Birmingham. Stay with us here on the Gamecock Sports Network. We'll come back momentarily with some halftime stats and analysis. But my goodness, your score at the break, JSU 30, UAB 23. It's halftime here in Birmingham, and Jacksonville State a 13-0 run to end the first half, and they lead the Blazers at the break 30-23. Big first period from Brooklyn McDaniel, the sophomore forward, was 4 of 6 from the field with 9 points. Had a few rebounds as well, but a very quiet second period followed. That kind of halt in her progression slowed down the rest of the offense because nobody else was making shots early. UAB went on an 11-0 run to take a sizable advantage, went up 23-17 halfway through the second before 13 points in a row went in favor of the visitors here at Bartow Arena, and they are up 7 here at halftime. Brooklyn McDaniel, the game's leading scorer with 9 points, 4 of 7 total in the first half, 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. She made one of her 3 free throws, 3 rebounds as well for the local kid. 6 points in the first half for Crystal Asen, added a couple of rebounds in the first 20 minutes. 5 points for Rachel Johnson, all that coming late in the first half, made a layup, and then a 3 on the final possession by the Gamecocks that created that 7-point cushion. She had no rebounds, 1 assist in the first half. 4 points in the first 20 minutes by Kiara Griffin. The starter and the 4-year starter for Jack State added 4 rebounds and 1 assist in the first half as well. 2 points for Elsie Harris, just 1 of 6 shooting. She'll try to improve those numbers in the second half. 4 rebounds and 2 assists. She turned the ball over 4 times. 2 points for Asia Barkley, a quiet night, but she only had 1 scoring opportunity. Did have 4 rebounds and 1 assist as well, though, and she'll try for some more production in the final 20 minutes. And 2 points for Brianna Rhodes, 3 rebounds as well, and 1 turnover for the junior out of Montgomery. Shaquise May was 0 for 2 from the field, played just 4 minutes in the first half. Samaya Steele played 5 despite getting the start, no points. No points either for Jasmine Spencer, who had a couple of quick fouls and exited early in the first half. Madison McCoy played 5 minutes in the first half as well for Jacksonville State. And for UAB, it's been about 2 players, Moore and DeShields. Mia Moore, who, coming in, one of the leading scorers in the American Athletic Conference early in this season. She has 7 points and 5 rebounds. Both of those are team highs. The rebound total a game high to this point. She was 3 for 7 from the field. Turned the ball over 3 times in those 19 minutes. Denham DeShields has done well, though. Coming in, we knew that she was going to be a playmaker. She had several big games a year ago for the Blazers in a big first half, 7 points, 2 rebounds for DeShields. But beyond that, not a whole lot of production scoring. They had 4 points from Tracy Bershers. The big forward had 2 rebounds and 1 assist. 3 points on an and 1 by Desiree Ware. Had 1 rebound and 2 turnovers in 8 minutes of playing time. And then 2 points from the starter, number 32, Kylie Schneringer, who was just 1 of 3 from the field with 2 rebounds and an assist. Jade Weathersby got into some foul trouble. We expect to see the freshman a lot more in the second half if she can avoid those personal fouls. Molly Moffitt came in after Weathersby got into the foul trouble. Maddie Walsh played 18 minutes, got 3 rebounds, but hasn't been able to make a shot yet. And then Wiedemeyer, the freshman from Germany, played just 4 minutes, turned the ball over 4 times for the Blazers. Jack State out shooting UAB in the first half, 42% to 32%. The Gamecocks have the only made 3 of the game. That was that prayer that was answered by Rachel Johnson. The 2 teams are a combined 1 for 22 from the perimeter. So, yeah, it goes without saying you want to improve those shots in the final 20 minutes. Jack State 1 of 3 from the line, UAB 5 of 6 on free throws. Gamecocks forced 13 turnovers, turned it over just 11 times themselves. Jack State was 16 points off those 13 turnovers and out-rebounding the Blazers 23-16 in the first half. Gamecocks with twice as many points in the paint, 24 versus just 12 for UAB. So the recipe for success is there. Keep applying the pressure on defense, keep finding ways to score off of turnovers, and keep rebounding the ball. If you can do that, it's looking good for Jack State, but you got to keep shooting it. You got to keep shooting it well. We saw what can happen when you have a few minutes of no points early in that second period, an 11-0 run to take the lead for UAB. You got to avoid that happening again. We'll see if the Gamecocks are up to the test, if they can get their first win over a D1 opponent this season. We'll take another timeout, about 5 minutes until we start the second half. We'll join you then Logan Maddox signing off for just a moment. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Gamecocks up by 7, 30-23 at the break. About set to start the second half of play here at Bartow Arena in Birmingham. Jacksonville State with a 30-23 advantage as we head to the third quarter here in Jefferson County, Alabama. One stat we're looking to hopefully see a milestone accomplished. Kiera Griffin with 498 career rebounds. Only 13 Gamecocks have ever had 500 in their career. And Kiera looking for 2 more here in the second half to eclipse that mark in her hometown. Kiera will receive the inbounds pass. She'll take it to the left wing for Jack State. Brooklyn McDaniel now back to Griffin. To the right corner, Crystal Asen will drive. Might have been a push from behind. Kicks it in the corner to Elsie Harris. A long 2 from number 5, and Elsie buries it. The JUCO transfer helps Jack State get their largest lead of the game. It's a 9-point difference as Denham DeShields drives through contact, and she'll make a layup. Tit for tat to start the second half, 32-25. Back to Elsie Harris, hands it off to Crystal Asen. Griffin on the left wing, top of the key. Brooklyn McDaniel split 2 defenders and lays it up and in. Another miscommunication by this Blazer defense. We've seen several of those instances in this matchup. And Brooklyn McDaniel with 11 points now. Her career high is 12. A 3 from Maddie Walsh. And she sinks it, her first make of the day. It's a 6-point game now, 34-28. Elsie Harris on the other end. In the corner, Brooklyn, another tray, and this one off the iron, rebounded by Crystal Asen. Crystal, the Tacoma, Washington native, gives a low pass to Elsie Harris. Goes to the right side, does Harris. Straight away, it's Bree Rhodes. Now outside to B-Mac. McDaniel's shot was partially blocked, and a foul away from the play. Let's see who it's on. And it looks like that'll be against Jacksonville State, a push on Crystal Asen. So Brooklyn McDaniel with 11 points tonight on 5 of 10 shooting. 12 points against Campbell last year in the Las Vegas Holiday Hoops Classic. Schneringer passes to a Gamecock, but they lost it out of bounds. Bree Rhodes got a hand on it. Was looking for Tracy Bershers down low. Tracy Bershers' sister Sarah Bershers also on the roster. She'll pass it. This is Schneringer with a spin around floater. It's off to the right. Couldn't hit it that time, and she fell to the floor. Rebounded by Elsie Harris. Ahead to Asen, now back outside. Elsie, a 3, and a beautiful teardrop shot. Only the second made tray of the day for the Gamecocks. And it's 37-28, another response. Mia Moore and the Blazers with it. Coming near side to Schneringer. Left corner, this is number 21 with it, Maddie Walsh. Back to Moore, who drives and lays it too hard off the glass, gets her on board, and the putback will go. Maya Moore is what they look like. She is something else right now. Elsie Harris weaving in and out around defenders, over to Kiera Griffin, and the tray can't find the cup. Off the iron and over to Denham DeShields. DeShields to the left, might have got away with a travel. And a late foul called as she was sandwiched between 2 Gamecocks. It looked like Crystal Asen got the ball cleanly, but the official saw otherwise. With 7:20 to go here in the third quarter, Jack State on top 37-30. And UAB basketball underneath their own hoop. Jasmine Spencer checks in for Crystal Asen. Walsh. Moore with it, down low to Bershers in the paint. Now back outside, Schneringer from long range. She nails it, and out of nowhere, it's a 4-point game. UAB with their second made 3 of the period. They're 2 for 2 this half. And on the other end, an offensive foul on Brianna Rhodes, a moving screen. Gives it right back to the Blazers. Brianna Rhodes pleading her case, and Petrie saying, nope, that was a foul. No ifs, ands, or buts. Rhodes out, Spencer out. Asia Barkley and Elsie Harris, Shaquise May come back in. Schneringer, who just nailed a 3 a moment ago, passes to Maddie Walsh, who had one earlier this period. Maya Moore with it on the right wing. Back to Schneringer. Bit tighter defense on her this time. Moore with 10 seconds on the shot clock. A screen to get around McDaniel. Layup past Barkley is good. Blew past Asia Barkley. That's not an easy thing to do, and it's a 2-point game, 37-35. It was a 9-point difference not that long ago. Elsie Harris, she'll try her luck, drives inside, a Euro step, and a shot that rolls in off the glass. Elsie Harris looking good in this game. Another made shot for her. She's got 9 points. Career best for her in her short time as a Gamecock. Schneringer to Maddie Walsh. Tries a three over Kiera Griffin, and it won't go. Goes to Elsie Harris, who had 7 rebounds, by the way, last time out against Life. That's crazy for a 5'5" guard. Takes it on the other end. Jumper from the free throw line, no good, and then a foul on Asia Barkley as she knocked a Blazer down. I think Asia took the worst of that contact as she still lays on the floor. Show that replay again. She came crashing into Mia Moore. Both players got up a little slow. Asia's okay, as is Moore. That's good to see. Madison McCoy comes back out for the Gamecocks. Kiera Griffin will get a breather. 39-35, 5:45 and ticking here in period number 3 in Birmingham. Gamecocks trying to keep it that way as UAB has scored more points in this period, or as many as they did in the first and more than they did in the second, as that jumper's off to the left. Offensive board and a foul on the putback as Maddie Walsh will head to the free throw line. Two free throws for Walsh here as Madison McCoy gets her first personal. That is team foul number 5, and UAB in the bonus for the final 5.5 minutes of this quarter as the free throw is up and in from Walsh. Senior from Heartland, Wisconsin. She got both of them. It's a 2-point game, 39-37. 5:25 and ticking as Elsie Harris brings it up the court for Jack State. Spins just inside the arc, gets to a wide open Madison McCoy. Fake the three, she'll pass it off to Brooklyn McDaniel. B-Mac, almost a double dribble, and it'll be a jump ball in the end that gives it to UAB. She double clutched to get that dribble back, and that hesitation allowed Denham DeShields to force the jump ball. Now UAB a chance to tie it with a made shot or take the lead with a three here. It is Denham DeShields who brings it up the court for the Blazers. The Georgia native gives outside to Walsh. Now left side, a three from Ellie. It's off the rim. First shot from her would have been a big one. No good, though, from Ashton Ellie. Shaquise May, Euro step, blocked out of bounds by Weathersby. The freshman sends it flying into the cheerleaders, and that takes us to the media timeout. UAB outscores Jack State 14-9 out of the locker rooms, and they trail by just 2 with 4:43 to go until the fourth quarter. We'll come back in just a moment here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Gamecocks up by just 2 as we come back from that media timeout here in the third quarter. Gamecocks have it out of the timeout, and they lose it. Asia Barkley just flat out lost the ball. Jade Weathersby on the other end, passes to Ellie, now to Mia Moore. Blazers taking their time. A long 2 from Weathersby off the iron. Yanked down by Madison McCoy. The senior forward from Knox West High School in Tennessee gives it to Elsie Harris. Running point for much of this game for Jack State, doing a good job. Over to an open Brooklyn McDaniel, fakes a 3, ducks inside, gets around multiple Blazers and can't hit the open layup. It is out of bounds though off UAB, and it will stay with the Gamecocks. Prime opportunity to add some points that time if you're Brooklyn McDaniel. Got around a couple of Blazers with a great move, but didn't get the roll off the glass she was hoping for. Elsie Harris heaves it near half court. It's caught by Asia Barkley. Back to Harris, a 3 ball, and she got it again. Elsie Harris, her second made 3. She's got a game best 12 points, and it's 42-37, back to a 2-possession ball game. They go down low, Jade Weathersby, layup rattles in there, working against Madison McCoy. Couldn't slow her down. That's the first made shot in the last 5 for UAB. 42-39, 3:38 and ticking. McDaniel in the corner to May, back to Brooklyn. Second-year Gamecock with a screen from McCoy to the right side, back to Harris, and this 3 ball goes off the iron. Misses off the front of the rim, caught on the opposite end by Moore. A 3 for the tie, and Maddie Walsh hits it. UAB ties it at 42 with 3:10 to go in the third. Blazers have outscored the Gamecocks 19-12 in this period. Shaquise May has it on the near side. Just inside the arc, passes it to Madison McCoy, and a foul on the pass. That'll be issued against Maddie Walsh. First foul on her, and that is the first team foul on UAB this period. Gamecocks have already been tagged 5 times. Goes into May in the corner. Passing all the way around the horn to Harris. Back down low to an open Rachel Johnson, who missed a wide open layup. Gotta make these shots. Blazers with the rebound. Mia Moore, the Mississippi State transfer, goes down low, lays it up. It's off the rim. Johnson there with some good defense. Passes ahead to Harris. Loops around to the right wing. 2.5 to go in the third. Elsie calls a screen from Barkley. Passes left wing to Johnson in the corner. Shaquise May, a 3. That one's in and out. And Walsh has got it. It's a 3-on-1 for UAB. Gives it to DeShields. Now back over to Moore. And the Blazers lead. For the first time since late in the first half, UAB's on top, 44-42. A 7-0 run for the Blazers. And with 2 minutes to go until the final period, Jacksonville State needs a response. Harris, a good pass to Asia Barkley, lays it up around a couple of defenders, and good defense makes her miss. She gets her own rebound to an open Rachel Johnson. Defense quickly gets to her, hands it off to Harris. Attacking inside, layup good, count the basket, and a foul. Elsie with a little curveball that time, just snuck it into the hoop. That foul on Ely. Ashton Ely, the sophomore guard from Little Rock, with her first personal, team foul number 2, and the and 1 is up and in to give Jack State the lead right back, 45-44. Hit him to Shields almost with a travel. Drug her foot. Near corner to Walsh, down low to Weathersby. To an open to Shields. And that 3 in and out. Probably should have hit that one. Rebounded by Crystal Asen. Pushing down, pedal to the metal to an open Elsie Harris. 3, got it. Elsie Harris, her third made 3. She's got a career high 18 points. And it's a 6-0 run for the Gamecocks. 48-44. What a night from Elsie Harris. 7 of 14 from the field, 3 of 8 from deep. Ely goes to the elbow. Passes high outside to DeShields. Screen from Weathersby. DeShields takes it left side, passes to Walsh. 5 on the shot clock. Walsh has it stripped at, spin around jumper, and that's airballed out of bounds. Jack State basketball with 43.6 to go here in the third. A 6-0 run for Jacksonville State, and looking for more of the same right here. Walsh comes out. Looks like number 32, 32, Schneringer comes back in for UAB. Elsie Harris taking her time, bringing it up the floor. Gives to Rachel Johnson. Right side, Crystal Asen down low to Brianna Rhodes, and she dribbles it right to a Blazer. It was too hot of a pass, and she deflects it to UAB. The Blazers have it with the shot clock off. They'll have their chance for a last play here. Mia Moore takes it to the left wing. She'll set up shop there. Goes inside, jumps, passes out to an open Denham DeShields. She sinks a three. Clock will run out before the Gamecocks pass it in, and it is a 1-point game as we head to the final stanza. Jack State outscored 24-18 in the third period. They lead it 48-47. We'll see you for the final 10 minutes here in just a moment on the Gamecocks Sports Network. Jacksonville State basketball as we head to the final stanza here in Birmingham. Samaya Steele checks in for the Gamecocks. She'll pass it in the corner of Crystal Asen. Now down low to Brianna Rhodes. Working against Bershers. Layup goes in. Brianna Rhodes has had a quiet night on the offensive end, but finally gets something good to go her way. Bree with her first points of the night on her first shot of the night to make it 50-47. Schneringer with a layup that goes off the side of the backboard, and then a foul, looks like on a push after the shot. Tracy Bershers tagged with that foul. It's 50-47. Gamecocks back with it, 9:14 and ticking in this game. Rachel Johnson to the right wing, gives it off to Kiera Griffin. Down low to Brianna Rhodes, layup again, and a foul this time. Makes the shot. It's 52-47 and trying to make it a 6-point game as she heads to the free throw line. Only a total of 3 free throws shot in that third quarter. Gamecocks 2 of 4 from the line tonight, sending Brianna Rhodes to the line this time. First free throw from Brianna. The and one is off to the right. Caught by UAB, the Blazers get it down by 5. Denham to Shields to the free throw line, jumper off to the right, rebounded by Mia Moore. Put back no good through contact. Rhodes got the rebound and she got fouled. And that's a push on Maddie Walsh. A quick third team foul against the Blazers here in the fourth quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Samaya Steele scoots up the floor for the Gamecocks. Jumps to her left, passes to the right. Gets a pass back from Griffin. Petrie calling in the play call. They go to the right quickly to Asen. Straight away to Samaya with 10 on the shot clock. Step back 3. Too short. Step back hurt her that time. Rebounded by UAB's Weathersby. Ahead to Moore, now to Shields. Mia Moore's got it. Tries a tray over Rachel Johnson. Nothing but net. No defense that time, and Petrie throws both arms in the air looking at Johnson. Let one of the nation's leading scorers just throw it up with no hand in her face. It's 52-50 now. Bad pass, almost stolen. Rachel gets it back. Johnson, floater inside, is blocked by the freshman Weathersby. Back in the corner to Asen. Layup with the left hand, got it to go. That was a beautiful shot from Crystal Asen. She'll have several of those each game, and number 13 up to 8 points on the night, 54-50. Schnaringer's got it, top of the key for the Blazers. Gives to Shields in that same spot. Pass down low, leading Weathersby to the hoop, and she can't make the layup. Bree Rhodes defending. Rebounded by Crystal Asen. Looking to hit double digits. Instead, she'll pass outside Johnson. A 3, and she got it. Rachel Johnson with another one, 57-50. A season high 8 points for her, and timeout is called. On the floor, 7:07 to go. Jack State leads it by 7 here in Birmingham. We'll come back with more in just a moment on the Gamecock Sports Network. A 30-second timeout. It is Blazer basketball out of the timeout, 7:07 to play. Gamecocks up 57-50 here on the road, trying for their first win against a D1 opponent, their first road win of the year. The first meeting in 20 years with the Blazers. Schneringer's got it just inside the arc, gives it off to Mia Moore, who makes an incredible athletic move around 3 Gamecocks and lays it in off the glass, 57-52. Mia Moore has been everything she's billed to be tonight. Rachel Johnson, accurate pass in the corner to Kiara Griffin. Now to an open Samaya Steele. Number 3 hits a 3. First make of the night for Samaya. It's an 8-point game, 60-52. Back to Denham to Shields. He'll drive the right side of the lane. Lays it in off the backboard. To Shields up to 14. 60-54. Samaya Steele, the Alabama State transfer. Rockets one in the corner to Crystal Asen. Now down low to Asia Barkley. Spins to her left, tries a hook shot, and she'll draw a foul. Barkley, the Shelton State Community College transfer, will head to the charity stripe for the first time today. Barkley with just 2 points tonight after having an 11-point, 10-rebound double-double a week ago tonight against Life. Of course, tougher competition tonight. Barkley did not get the start, playing 18 minutes off the bench. And the first free throw has too much on it. Need all these free ones you can get, as the Gamecocks are now 2 for 6 from the line. Second free throw from the junior. Puts it up in the air, and it finds Nylon. 61-54, that makes it a 3-possession difference. Denham to Shields, standing in front of the broadcast table. Passes to the right wing to Maddie Walsh. Screen set by to Shields, gives it back off to Denham. Takes it down the center of the lane, a beautiful pass to Jade Weathersby, layup goes. I'm not sure how she fit that pass in, bounced it to the freshman who did the rest. On the opposite end, Jacksonville State, Griffin gives to Crystal Asen. It'll be a blocking foul. No, they call a charge very late against Kiara Griffin. First team foul, first personal foul. Gamecocks lose a possession that time. Turnover number 16 tonight for Jack State. Denham to Shields is fouled, and she makes a layup, trying to make it a 2-point game. Denham to Shields is heating up here in the 4th period, and that is not good news for the Gamecocks. Samaya Steele comes out, Elsie Harris checks in. Had 16 points in that 3rd period. And one from Denham to Shields is up and true. 61-59 with 5:26 to go. Harris breaks the press, gets it ahead to Crystal Asen. Elsie gets it back in the corner, tries a 3, it's well short. Asia Barkley gets it at the baseline, not sure how it didn't go out of bounds. Asia to Elsie on the wing, now top of the key, Asen a 3, this one goes. Crystal Asen from long range, 64-59. Five-point lead, and the Gamecocks can breathe just for a moment, though, as Jade Weathersby goes down low. They called a foul on that? She was completely untouched. They say she made the layup through contact evidently. I'm not sure. Timeout taken. It's 64-61, under 5 to go, media timeout. Be back in just a moment here on the Gamecock Sports Network. welcome you back to Bartow Arena in Birmingham. Jacksonville State 64, UAB 61, 4:53 to go in this contest. The 6th game of the year for Jack State, riding a 2-game winning streak, coming in trying to improve to 500. Looking for their first road win, looking for their first D1 win of the year as Jade Weathersby heads to the free throw line for the Blazers. Trying to complete a 3-point play after that last foul was called on Elsie Harris. It was the 3rd team foul on Jack State. The free throw is up and in from the freshman. 64-62 now your score. This one looking like it's heading for a photo finish. So Elsie Harris gets it up past half court. Jumps to the left wing, hands it off to Rachel Johnson, 15 on the shot clock. The graduate senior, pass tipped, Asia Barkley gets it anyway. Spins, goes back to the left, now she'll drive, layup, rolls in. UAB fans and coaches calling for a travel that time, didn't get it, and it's 66-62 as a result. Mia Moore drives on her own, layup, rolls in. Rattled around 10 times before it fell. Mia Moore up to 20. Game best in scoring so far. Closing in on the 4-minute mark, Elsie Harris jumper falls well short. UAB with the board. Denham to Shields. Trying to tie it up here. They'll try to do that at the free throw line now as DeShields is fouled by Elsie. 3rd personal on Harris. Now either side with 14 fouls. Every foul from this point on will result in 2 free throws. First one from Denham to Shields is in the air, and it's off to the left. So the Blazers just hoping for a 1-point game here or an offensive board. This has been a very tightly contested battle, tight statistically throughout. As the second one's in from DeShields to make it a 1-point difference. 66-65, Gamecocks out shooting UAB now 46% to 44%. Jack State with 10 more rebounds, but similar turnover numbers, similar points off turnover numbers. Madison McCoy gives it off to Elsie Harris around the right side. Jumper in the lane, no good. Gets her own rebound, gets it across the floor to Crystal Asen. Asen, mid-range, got it. It's a 3-point cushion for Jack State with 3.5 to go. Crystal Asen in double digits already. She's got 13 now. DeShields looking for a response. Goes to the right wing to Mia Moore. She'll drive against Crystal. Layup off the iron. Rebound tipped. It was initially caught by UAB, but tipped around, and Asia Barkley got it. Passes to Harris, who's going to slow the pace of this game down a bit, perhaps. Jogs it in front of Petrie on that far sideline. Elsie. Top of the key to a cutting Maddie McCoy. Spins around, dribbles, and hands it off to Harris. Down to the baseline, Elsie around to Shields. Keeps her foot alive, spins, jumper, rolls in there. Elsie Harris with the first 20-point game of the season for Jacksonville State. And it's 70-65. Now 2:35 and ticking. Denham to Shields was open from 3, couldn't take it. Over to Moore, who tries a 3, and it's just a teardrop that goes in. 70-68, you gotta be kidding me. How did they leave her that wide open? 2:15 to go. Asia Barkley working against DeShields, almost a steal. Now she's double teamed. Gets it to the open teammate, it's Asen, and the 3 is way too much on it. UAB with a chance to tie it or take the lead, down by 2. They push it quickly to Mia Moore. In the corner, Schneringer, open 3, off the rim. Offensive board, put back for Moore, and a foul. That's a foul on Madison McCoy, and I'm not sure if you can hear it on the crowd mic, but she screamed no as loud as she could. UAB in the bonus for the final 147, and Mia Moore will try to tie it at the line here. Moore with 23 points tonight, 1 of 2 at the line. She got the first one. 70-69. This in-state battle has been fun throughout. Free throw good again for Moore. The craziness continues, 70-70. Elsie Harris has it in the left corner. Gives it off to Brooklyn McDaniel. The right wing, the sophomore spins, it's on the floor. It's gonna be a jump ball, and it's gonna go to UAB. Did JSU get the timeout? Petrie called for timeout, but I don't think he got it. McDaniel initially had it, threw it over to Asia Barkley, who then had a jump ball, or got tied up with a blazer, and then the jump ball was called. It goes to UAB with 1:27 to play. Denham to Shields, past the Blazer logo. Standing at the top of the key, goes left side, passes to Snaringer. Back to DeShields, gets a screen from Weatherby. DeShields to an open Snaringer between her legs and out of bounds. The worst time for a nutmeg, and the Gamecocks get it back with 65 seconds left. Stoppage of play as Kiera Griffin comes in. She'll toss it in for Jack State, replacing Madison McCoy. Goes into Elsie Harris. Minute to go, 25 on the shot clock. Harris crosses a defender, passes back to Brooklyn McDaniel. B-Mac on the right side. Cuts to the right, drives, tries a layup and misses it. Rebounded by UAB with 46 to go. There will still be time after this possession, and UAB's gonna take a time out of their own to discuss it. 41.1 second to play. It's a full timeout, but we'll keep it here. Remember, Jacksonville State basketball, women's team in action later this week on Thursday, making the trip down to Montgomery to take on Alabama State. That showdown with the Hornets will start at 6 p.m. Thursday. And we'll have all the action for you here on the Gamecock Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube. They'll finish up the week on Sunday on the road at Samford, 2 p.m. start time for that contest against the Bulldogs, not far from here at Bartow Arena. Gamecocks will then have 7 days off before returning to play on December 11th as they travel to the Palmetto State to take on the College of Charleston. The next home game for the Gamecocks will be on a weekend, December 16th versus Coastal Carolina. The last 3 non-conference games at home, Coastal Carolina on the 16th of December, UT Arlington 3 days later, and then on December 29th, South Carolina State. To buy tickets or for more information, visit jackstatesports.com. UAB, on the other hand, at home tonight. They're at home later this week as they'll play Mississippi Valley State on Wednesday and then travel to Auburn on Sunday. Excuse me, they will host Auburn on Sunday. Snaringer passes it in to Denham to Shields. 38 seconds to go. She has an open lane to the basket. Airball's a layup. It goes to Weathersby. Spin around, putback is good. Gamecocks bring it up past half court, and they will call time. No, they're going to play it. 24 seconds to go. Elsie Harris has it on the left wing. A screen from Rhodes. Goes to the right side to Asen. Fakes one in the corner. She'll loop around to the free throw line. Crystal bounces one, top of the key to Griffin. Back to Asen, right wing three. Off the rim. Get caught by Griffin. Back to Crystal. 5 seconds to go. Floater for the tie is good. Crystal Asen, ice in her veins, ties it at 72 after a humongous offensive board by the Gamecocks. Kiera Griffin with the biggest rebound of the season so far for Jack State. Her 500th rebound of her career couldn't have been any bigger. She gives it off to Crystal Asen, who hits the floater. She's got 15 points now. None bigger than that. 72 all with 4 seconds to play in Birmingham. UAB talking it over. They'll have to go the length of the floor in the final 4 seconds. And find a scoring play, or else we're heading to overtime. With the timeout, evidently they're going to move it up to half court. Schneringer will throw it in. And now timeout taken by Rick Petrie. He wanted to see how UAB lines up and see what kind of play they're going for. 30-second timeout. Again, we're going to keep it right here. We're not taking any more breaks until the end of regulation. 4.0 seconds to go. 72-72, Jack State and UAB. It's been a doozy on this Monday night in Jefferson County. 20 points from Elsie Harris, a career high. 15 from Crystal Asen. Brooklyn McDaniel with 11. And for UAB, it's been 2 stars. Mia Moore with 25 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double. 18 points and 4 boards for Denham DeShields. Here we go, 4 seconds. Schneringer on the far sideline, gives it in to Mia Moore. Right wing, darts inside, open layup at the horn is missed, and we're heading to overtime. Had an open look, couldn't hit it. Hit off the back of the rim. And 40 minutes was not enough, so we'll have a few more here in Birmingham. We'll take a timeout, collect ourselves after a crazy end of regulation, and we'll come back with the extra period in just a moment here on the Gamecocks Sports Network at the end of 4. Jack State 72, UAB 72. $72 all as we head to overtime here at Bartow Arena in Birmingham. We'll jump at the line again as we start overtime. Maddie Walsh jumping for UAB. Brianna Rhodes at the line for the Gamecocks. And once again, the Blazers win it. Tip taken in the backcourt by Schneringer. She'll pass over to Denham DeShields. Goes immediately in the lane to Jade Weathersby, and a foul called on the Gamecock defense. Weathersby was twisting around that time just to keep her footing, and they're going to say that Brooklyn McDaniel was the reason she lost her footing. So 2 free throws as UAB's already in the bonus. First one up and in for Denham DeShields. UAB takes a 1-point advantage here in overtime. And she got both of them. 74-72. 4:51 to go. Harris up the right side. Takes it into the paint. He's outside to Griffin. Now back to Elsie. A 3 for the lead is short and pulled down by the Blazers. Ahead to Denham DeShields. Left side pass to Walsh. A 3 off the iron, just a bit short. Rebounded by Brianna Rhodes. Stolen by Mia Moore. Gamecocks get it back, though, after she missed a layup. Elsie Harris takes it all herself. 1-on-4, makes the layup, and she's fouled. I mean, a gutsy play that time in general by Elsie Harris around a host of white jerseys. Throws it in off the glass and draws contact to tie it. and trying to give the Gamecocks the lead right back at the line. 22 points for Elsie. Make it 23. 75-74, Jack State on top. Denham to Shields, bounces it. Schneringer now down low to Shields. It's stripped, stolen by Elsie Harris. Poked out from behind. Harris past half court, takes it all the way, stops in the lane. A no-look pass to Brianna Rhodes, and Bree wasn't ready. Stolen by UAB. And the Shields is fouled as she took it near the paint. Foul on Kiera, her second. Both teams in the bonus here in overtime. And 2 free throws for Denham to Shields, who's 3 for 4 at the line so far. That one's good. We're tied at 75 now. 3:55 to go. To give the Blazers the lead back. Free throw from DeShields is true. 20 points now for DeShields. 76-75. Harris gets around the defender, passed it away, had an open layup. You got to take it. Stolen by UAB. DeShields layup goes. 78-75, and the Blazers take a 3-point lead as time is called. Let's see. Was that a foul on UAB? Maybe a warning on UAB. DeShields maybe with some words after the play. 3.5 to go in overtime. Elsie Harris down low to Brianna Rhodes. Against Weathersby, layup off the iron. Couldn't get it to go, but she's fouled. Two coming up for Rhodes here as they show that replay in the arena. Weathersby did catch the arm that time. Bree was 6 points on 3 of 3 from the field. 0 for 1 at the line, and she misses that one too. The second free throw from the junior forward, Adam Montgomery. Got that one. 78-76. Blazer basketball. Maya Moore crosses the timeline. The Rockets one down low to Shields, who spins. She's double teamed. Gives it off to Moore, who's now triple teamed. And they'll slow it down as they give outside of Shields. Denham has it on the right wing. Tried for a pick and roll, didn't work. Gives it off to Moore, the superstar, who misses a double clutch floater to the right side. Elsie Harris sets up shop on the right wing for Jack State. Down by 2 are the Gamecocks. 2:45 to play. Layup no good. Not the best look from Elsie. Ricocheted off the glass and then off the rim. She's had a big night, but not the best shot selection. 2:28 and ticking. Denham to Shields dribbling down this clock with 12 seconds to go. Screen from Weathersby. Gives in the corner to Maddie Walsh. She'll stop. Pass top of the key to Shields. A 3 off to the right. And a foul going for the rebound. Hard contact, and Crystal Asen fell to the floor harshly, as did Jade Weathersby. My goodness, that was a collision. They call that foul on Crystal Asen. That'll send Weathersby back to the line. So 2 free throws for the freshman, Jade Weathersby. First-year player out of Aurora, Colorado. Makes the first one, 79-76. Weathersby with now 12 points in this game, 4 of 4 from the line. She misses that one, in and out. Caught by Asia Barkley. Gives to Samaya Steele, who comes in for Elsie. Steele, screen set from Barkley. 2 minutes to go. Left wing to Brooklyn McDaniel. Tries a three for the tie. It's off the rim. Just out of the reach of Asia Barkley. Rebounded by UAB. The Shields not called for a travel that time. She'll dribble around the pressure and past half court. 100 seconds left in overtime. Gamecocks down 3. Denham to Shields, has it on the right wing. McDaniel covering. Goes to the right of McDaniel, a pass back to Weathersby. They've got numbers now. Weathersby long 2, off to the left. Had a wide open teammate behind her. Rebounded by Samaya Steele. To the left side, it's Kiera Griffin. Back to Steele. 1:13 to go, 20 on the shot clock. Time called. Crystal Asen might have been bleeding, my goodness. She comes to the side holding her face. Oh my goodness, hope that Crystal's all right. Holding at her left eye. They're pointing at something on the floor. I'm assuming she was bleeding. I didn't see what caused it. She's getting checked out in the tunnel now. Petrie was livid at the officials for keeping the play going. .109 to go in overtime. Jack State trails 79-76 here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Looking for their first D1 win of the year, their first road win of the year, and a win in their first overtime game of the season. Jacksonville State had a couple of overtime games last year, I believe. We'll have their official record in these extra period contests in just a moment. Still time in this one, 1:09 to go. The way this game's gone, nothing would surprise me. Gamecocks went to overtime last year at home against Lipscomb, lost by 2, 83-81. Then lost by 10 points in overtime at Liberty in February. Lost by 6 in overtime at Jacksonville. 0 for 3 last year in their 3 overtime contests. Trying to end that streak and get that bad taste out of their mouths. So they're reviewing, just got word from the official to see if it was incidental contact on the injury against Crystal Asen. Both head coaches being brought to midcourt to discuss the situation. Of course, Coach Norton and Coach Petrie have been around the block a time or two. This is Norton's 11th season at UAB and Petrie's 11th in Jacksonville. 2 of the winningest coaches in the state of Alabama all time. Hired the same year. Talking to Rick before the game, you know, he mentioned it's kind of crazy. These 2 were hired the same year, and so was Missy Tiber at North Alabama. But there was one other in the state that was hired. Previous coach at Samford, I believe, who was fired last year, retired, rather. Brooklyn McDaniel gets it on the left wing. Flares one right side for Samaya Steele. Down low to Asia Barkley. Around the defender and missed the open layup. Too much on it. Oh, missed opportunities here down the stretch. My goodness. 50 seconds to go. Denham to Shields straight away. Brooklyn McDaniel, arms out, guarding her. Gonna milk this clock as much as she can. 10 on the clock, they'll start the play. 35 to go to Shields. Back outside, Schneringer, a 3. The dagger can't go. Rebounded by Kiera Griffin. Ahead to Rachel Johnson, now to Samaya Steele. Back to Johnson, left corner, a 3 for the tie is off the rim and rebounded by the Blazers. They're double teamed and a foul called with 18.1 seconds to go. Oh my goodness, that might do it. Had an open look, Rachel Johnson, and just missed it. I mean, not by much at all. Just a bit too long. Gamecocks have battled with a UAB team that's won 4 of their 5 matchups in the regular season this year. The free throw is up and in for Mia Moore. Makes it a 2-possession game, 80-76. She got it. Hits both of them. She's up to 27 points in the game, and it's 81-78. Excuse me, 81-76. 30-second timeout called by the Gamecocks. We'll keep it right here. Still time left. But you need it to go perfectly if you're the red and white. Need a quick score, a foul, or a quick turnover. Get the ball back. Jack State led 30-23 at halftime, led by as many as 9 in that third quarter before UAB came back. Brooklyn McDaniel will throw it in for the Gamecocks. Passes in the corner to Samaya Steele. Right wing, it's Brooklyn McDaniel. Brooklyn drives inside, layup rolls in. Nothing but net, timeout called by Jack State. 30-second break. Brooklyn McDaniel now with a new career high. She's got 13 points. Her 6th made basket of the game. 10.8 to go, it's 81-78. So you got the first part of the equation done. Now you need a stop, either a turnover or a foul and some missed free throws, as Elsie Harris is set to check back in for the Gamecocks. Crystal Asen, who we've not seen yet come back out of the tunnel, she had 4 personal fouls. UAB band continuing to play in this timeout. They've done a good job tonight. Just a little side observation, little side note for you. This game has been wild. No other way to put it. It's been wild. UAB has not made a field goal over the last 3.5 minutes. They aren't going to be shooting a thing here with the shot clock off. They are going to try to get it down the floor away from the Gamecocks. If they can't do that, they'll take the foul and head to the line. Blazers 19 of 22 at the free throw line tonight. Jack State just 5 of 10. Now set to go. It'll be Schneringer to pass it in for UAB. The Shields in front of her. Weathersby in the back court, Moore in the front court, Walsh at half court. Goes to the Shields, and she's fouled immediately by Elsie. That took only 2 seconds off the clock, 8.8 to play. 4th foul on number 5 as Brooklyn McDaniel will come back in. She replaces Harris. Needs some missed free throws here as Denham DeShields, who's 5 of 6 at the line, puts up the first one, and it's good. 82-78. Second free throw from the Alpharetta, Georgia native. Got both of them. 83-78. And another timeout taken by the Gamecocks. This will be a full timeout. UAB outscoring Jack State 11-6 here in overtime. This game has been an absolute battle, start to finish. Gamecocks went on that 9-0 run in the first period, not to be outdone. UAB opened the second period with an 11-0 run, but didn't score the rest of the period. And in that time, Jack State scored 13. So a 9-0 run, then an 11-0 run, then a 13-0 run. Had the Gamecocks up 7 at the break, but then UAB went on a 10-0 run in the third. Outscored the Gamecocks by 6 to cut it to a 1-point game, and in the final stanza, UAB led 72-70 very late in the game before Crystal Asen drove inside and tied it with a floater with 4 seconds remaining. Asen exited earlier in this extra period with what appeared to be an injury to her left eye. Might have been some blood. Maybe it wasn't her eye, maybe an eyebrow or something, but either way, she's not come back out. 8.8 seconds to go. Jack State will throw it in front of their own bench. McDaniel gives to Steele. A 3 is up. It's off to the left. Put back from Rachel Johnson, no good. Rebounded by the Blazers. And finally, a foul is called. Jade Weathersby will go to the line. Rachel Johnson will get the foul. Asia Barkley a little slow getting up. Grabbing at her lower left leg, and now time called as the trainer will come out for UAB. The Gamecock trainer is still working on on Crystal Asen, that is. That's the sad thing about games like this, these all-out brawls, these battles from start to finish. You have a lot of contact, a lot of injuries. We're hoping that Barkley's going to be okay. It's a busy week for Jack State as we come back from Thanksgiving. Weathersby trying to put it on ice with 1.7 to go. First free throw is true. 84-78. It's a full 2-possession game. She'll add another for good measure. 85-78. Griffin gives it in to Samaya Steele. No shot attempted. This ball game's over. Jacksonville State shows some great resolve at times. They force overtime but cannot get it done in the extra period, and they fall by a final 85-78 in overtime. Head coach Rick Peacher will be joining us on the post-game show here in just a moment. He's going to go address the team first after a tough loss like that. If nothing else, Jack State shows that they can hang with an experienced UAB team and a squad that will win several games in AAC play this year. Leading scorer for Jack State was Elsie Harris. Came off the bench, and the redshirt junior had 23 points on 9 of 21 from the field, 3 of 10 from deep. A couple of made free throws. She had 8 rebounds as well to go along with her 3 assists. 15 points and 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Crystal Asen. Brooklyn McDaniel finishes with a career-high 13 points and 3 rebounds. 8 points tonight for Rachel Johnson, 3 rebounds and 1 assist for the graduate senior out of Eufaula. 5 points on a couple of made field goals by Asia Barkley. 9 rebounds again for the junior out of Anniston High School. 7 points for Brianna Rhodes, 4 rebounds and 2 turnovers for the junior from Carver High School in Montgomery. 4 points for Kiara Griffin, added 7 rebounds and 2 assists. 3 points on a made tray by Samaya Steele. She had a rebound as well. Jazz Spencer played just 2 minutes in this game, got into some foul trouble. Shaquise May came in and played some as well, and Madison McCoy had 1 rebound coming off the bench for the Gamecocks. As for the Blazers, a game-high 27 points for Mia Moore, 14 rebounds. That is a wild double-double, 4 assists for good measure. 24 points for Denham DeShields, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. 14 points for Jade Weathersby. 9 rebounds, nearly had a double-double again, did the freshman. 8 points for Maddie Walsh, 6 boards, 5 points for Schneringer and 3 rebounds, 4 points, 2 boards, and 2 assists for Bershers. 3 points for Desiree Ware and 1 rebound. UAB outshot tonight 42% to 40%. The Gamecocks outshot from deep 27 to 22% and outshot heavily from the free throw line 88% to 50%. The Gamecocks with 47 rebounds to UAB's 41. Jack State turned it over 3 more times than the Blazers, though, 19 versus 16. Jack State with twice as many second chance points, 22 versus 11. over twice as many bench points, 36-17, and 10 more points in the paint, 48-38. However, UAB lived in the fast break. They had 21 fast break points, just 13 for the Gamecocks. UAB with 5 more steals, 3 more blocks than Jack State. And despite leading for nearly 29 minutes in this game, Jacksonville State falls in overtime, 85-78. No other way to put it. That's a tough one to lose if you are the red and white. Gamecocks fall to 2-4. That ends a 2-game winning streak for Jack State. UAB improves to 5-1 as they get ready to host Mississippi Valley State a couple nights from now. Jack State back at it on Thursday on the road in Montgomery, taking on Alabama State. That game will start at 6 p.m. on Thursday evening. It'll be broadcast a live stream on YouTube Live, and we'll also have the Gamecock Sports Network radio broadcast, the audio broadcast here on YouTube Live as well. Hope you'll join us for that one. We're going to step aside for just a few moments. We'll be joined when we come back by head coach Rick Petrie. Your final score in overtime, UAB 85, Jack State 78. And we're back with you here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. About to be joined by head coach of Jacksonville State's women's basketball squad, Rick Petrie, after an 85-78 setback in overtime against UAB. Coach, a tight game throughout. Thoughts on that contest?
Well, that's one we let slip away from us. We in the first half we defended great, and the second half, and this is something that this team just hasn't figured out yet. We don't understand how to compete for 4 quarters, and what I mean by that is we didn't compete defensively. We gave up 23 points in the first half, and we gave up 49 in the second half, and that's just because they turned their effort up and we didn't match it. So that's the disappointing thing. Now, here's the encouraging thing. The encouraging thing is that while they were steamrolling us on the offensive end, we were at least competing and making plays to balance it out on the defensive, on our offensive end, I'm sorry. We were at least balancing out but making plays on our offensive end. The problem was at the end of the game, when we had a chance to win it in regulation, we had some point-blank opportunities that we just didn't finish. And if we finish those point-blank opportunities, that changes everything. But the encouraging thing was we at least competed from an offensive standpoint. We actually defended well in overtime. The problem is then in overtime we just made 2 horrible turnovers in overtime. And overtimes are short games anyway, and you can't afford to give possessions away. And those were all stops. We had created stops, and then we'd give the ball right back to them. So, listen, so there's some encouragement from the standpoint that we were at least able to compete. And then, again, Crystal Latham, misses the open 3 that would have given us the lead, but then goes and gets an offensive rebound and then scrambles and then hits the shot to tie it to essentially send it in overtime. So her competitiveness obviously was huge for us, and particularly in that moment, but also throughout. I mean, Crystal does a great job for us. So and frankly, she still hasn't figured it all out yet. But it was a disappointing outcome. However, it was encouraging from the standpoint that hopefully this group is learning that if they will compete and sustain and follow through with what it is we're asking them to do, we can put ourselves in position to win. We were in position to win this game. We just didn't. Because we just unfortunately couldn't finish the plays that needed to be finished for us to win it.
Career night for Elsie Harris, 23 points, I believe, in this game. Almost had a double-double. What are you thinking about her performance? I know you mentioned the offensive.
No, listen, Elsie, without her and, some of the shots she was hitting and plays she was making, there's no question that we're not even in the game. And so she was, when we needed baskets because they're steamrolling us on the offensive end down here, when we needed a basket to counteract it, she accounted for a lot of them. Unfortunately in overtime, she made a couple back-to-back really bad decisions in overtime. And honestly, Logan, those are things that she was doing in practice that were hurting her in practice, and she had really done a nice job of reeling those in. And unfortunately, in overtime, it reemerged. But that said, without her contributions on the offensive end, we're not even in position to win it at all. We're not in a position to win it in regulation. So she made some great contributions today to us, and I'm grateful for it. She's a great kid. I'm happy for her. And for us to win, I need her to continue to grow and learn from the mistakes she made, so that we can put those behind us and maybe not continue to make the same mistakes again. But again, she made a number of enormous plays to counteract the baskets that they were scoring on us on the other end. No question about it.
Coach, final question. I know you mentioned a lot of good things that we saw in this game. What are you wanting to see from tonight's matchup carry over into Thursday's showdown in Montgomery?
Well, I mean, it's going to be, that's going to be a different animal. But what we've got to be able to do, Logan, is when another team turns up the volume, we've got to be able to match it. And we just haven't shown. We have bad stretches where we let the other team take over. It happened in the first half. We're up 17-12, and then we're down 22-17. Because we just allowed them to steamroll us, and offensively, we weren't able to make any plays. Well, finally, we made some plays in transition, and that kind of lifted us. We've got to find a way to do that without making those plays. And so, unfortunately, so in the first half, we flipped it then. We finished the half on a 14-1 run. So what we've got to be able to do is we've got to be able to find a way to eliminate the other team's runs. We have to stop them, whether it's a defensive stop or an offensive basket that we need to push them back. We have to do a better job of that. In the second half of the game, there was a couple of instances where we did do that. But we've got to find a way to do it more frequently. Yes, and so, because listen, Alabama State, it's going to be their first home game. I've coached in that building twice. I have not won in that building. When I was at South Alabama, we lost up there. When here at Jacksonville State, we lost in that building. Both games were close. Alabama State has played a ridiculous schedule. All their games have been on the road against high-level Power 5 American Conference high-level teams. They did. Samford is probably the only non-Power 5 or American Conference or Group of 5 team that they played. And they're different when they're at home. I can tell you, I have the experience. So they're going to have bring an extremely high level of energy, and we've got to find a way to counteract that if we're going to leave that building with a win. So we'll see.
Coach, we'll see. We'll see you on Thursday. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, that was head coach Rick Petrie, leader of the Gamecocks women's basketball squad. Tight battle tonight, start to finish, and Jack State comes up just short, 85-78, falling in overtime. Back with you on Thursday evening in Montgomery. Tip-off 6 p.m. We'll go live about 5:45 p.m. live from Alabama State University. For everyone with Jacksonville State Athletics, everybody with Jacksonville State women's basketball, Logan Maddox signing off. Have a great rest of your Monday night. Your final score in overtime, UAB 85, Jack State 78.